Hello. I have sort of impromptu decided to do like a mini vlog. I'm making coffee right now, but Krista has a ton of night court this week, like all back to back. So she has, I told you I'm making coffee, so I'm not gonna be looking at you. She has night court on Monday, she has night court on Tuesday, and she has night court on Wednesday, which really just means that I am home and I like prep dinner sometimes, or she gives me a heads up when she's headed home, and then I make dinner when she's like headed home, depending on what the food is. But because she has so much night court, that means a lot of just me hanging out with the dogs or like trying to get some house stuff done. And because it will just be a lot of me chilling at home, I thought I would do like a mini vlog. I have already read one book. I read it Friday because it was super short. And I'm in the middle of another book, so I just thought I would talk about those while I'm making coffee. So the first one I read was Transmuted. I cannot remember the author now, but it was on Kindle Unlimited, and Jordaline suggested it. It focuses on a trans woman named Issa, who has been, she's like a streamer, and she's been doing these like live streams and like video playthrough things, and she's finally saved up the money for the like final payment on her FFS. Whoa, I don't know why they're barking. Cat. Which is it's like feminizing facial surgery or something like that. It's so Issa will feel more comfortable because she thinks her face looks too masculine. So she's been saving up, and then her father is sick, but she doesn't really get along with her father now, and her sister is basically like, dad needs this like experimental surgery for kidney, liver, and she's like, it's about this much money, and it's like basically everything that Issa has saved for her own surgery. So she gives that money, and then she's like, well, I don't know what to do, like this was donated for me, like I'm trying to avoid telling my like the people who gave money that I didn't wind up using it for myself, which I don't think they could be mad. Like, it's a family emergency, so like if it's a family emergency, like I mean maybe, because maybe they wouldn't want her dad to have it, I don't know. But she meets this woman, and then after she like follows her on Instagram and is like Instagram stalking her, she gets this tailored ad that is about like surgery, but it's like cheap and experimental, but it is very focused on like trans women. So she is like so desperate to get the surgery, and like it was so close, like she almost had it, and then it just like fell through because she gave that money. So she goes to meet this doctor in a strip mall, which she is like, it's not that weird, like a lot of places are in strip malls here. But she goes, I'm gonna put lavender syrup in my coffee. She goes and meets this doctor, and then the story goes from there. So transmuted does mean like changes, like you change, you transmute is altering something. I don't want to get too into it because it gets very creepy. Just know that changes are made to Issa. It's a lot. It was really wild. Like I was very invested because I like could not guess what was happening. But it was really good. It's super short too. It's part of some series, like Be Kind and Rewind or something. But I really enjoyed it. And then the book I'm in the middle of, and I'm definitely finishing today because it's so tiny, I am reading What Feasts at Night, which is the sequel to What Moves the Dead. I will say so far, I'm enjoying What Feasts at Night, but right now it's not really a horror book. So like What Moves the Dead is very creepy. It's based on the fall of the House of Usher. Creepy mushrooms, that's what you need to know. There's a cat going absolutely wild on the floor. He's like chasing a piece of food. It's not even anything, it's a piece of food. But so far we are in Galatia with Easton, and the not caregiver, but the person who was keeping this lodge that Easton inherited has died, and people think it's something called a Moroi that did it, and it's a creature that sits on your chest and steals your breath. So that's like the premise, but there's only like 66 pages left, and it's been mentioned, but not like, and like a couple like eerie things have happened, but really a lot of it is just learning about Easton and Galatia, which I'm really enjoying because I just like Easton's point of view. But it feels like if this were like, it almost feels like this would be like an interlude in a longer book. Like if let's say like What Moves the Dead was like part 1. This would be like the part 2 where everything kind of slows down and the characters get to breathe a little. And then you bring them back for part 3 where there's like a ton of action and wild things are happening. That's the vibe I'm getting. And these are like novellas. So I don't know if there's a third one, but it would almost work as like a very large novel broken into 3 pieces if there's a third one coming. But I am enjoying it just because I like Easton. So I'll let you know what I think of it when I finish. I don't want to spoil anything, but I'll just say like the Moroi thing has been introduced, and that's really where I am. I also really want to read the last one, which is not a horror book. I don't think. It's a thriller, I think. That's why they're barking. There's a dog barking outside. I can hear it. It's very loud. But Kayla from Books and Lala just read it, and a couple of people have also read it. The last one, it's like by Will Dean, and it's about a woman who like wakes up on the ship she's on and suddenly she's all alone. And I am very intrigued, and it was free on Kindle Unlimited. My library didn't have it in any capacity, and I was like, oh, it's on Kindle Unlimited, and I paid for that, so why not read it? So I'll probably read that after this, and maybe I'll throw in another book if I have time. But like, I'm just reading like fun, random, scary / thrilling things before I start May. So I actually already filmed a May announcement video, and then I'm gonna just like drop it on like May 1st or the last day of April, I'm not sure, where I talk about what I'm doing in May. So I'm not gonna get into it here, but if you like Star Wars, keep an eye out for that. But yeah, so I just thought I would do this because I'm gonna be by myself a lot for the next 3 days. So I was like, oh, well, if I'm gonna be by myself, why don't I talk to you all? Gives me something to do. Also, I don't have my rings on right now. The primary one that I would like to point out is my wedding ring is upstairs. And it's because I am going to like do some stuff with my hands, and I don't want them to get scuffed up or anything. Sometimes if I need to like move around a little, I'll do like one of those like wiggle board things, and I'll do like push-up sort of stuff. Anyway, it's not a big deal, but I can't have them on because I always feel like they're gonna get like scuffed up really bad. So yeah, but I'm gonna go because my work day is about to start. It is so sunny. But yeah, I have to go. But I thought I would just keep you updated on things. Just do like probably just like the 3 days Krista has court, unless I like don't finish the one book. But I'm gonna go because a very loud ad just started playing on the TV. I will talk to you later with more of What Feasts at Night. Hello. Yes, we're using this angle, which I'm sure is not like the best angle, but I had so little left in this that I was able to finish it just like while making coffee, while like taking like a 5-minute break. Like I only had 60 pages left, and it's like, it's not a hefty, spoilers, but like there's not a lot of text. I enjoyed this. I still feel like this feels like the middle part in a longer novel. Like, they're like novella sized. So in my mind, this fits well as like a second act, where the third act will be horrifying. Like we start with frightening things like reanimated rabbits. And then we have this story, which is more the characters like living their lives, filling you in on things. And then we are experiencing like a brief period of very scary ghosts are real with Easton. So like there is horror, and admittedly we don't 100% know that ghosts are real either. It is slightly left up to interpretation, but ghosts are introduced. The Moroi is introduced. You are dealing with the Moroi as your main like villain character sort of. I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed the discussion of Easton as someone who has fought in wars, and I just appreciate the specific pronouns. They are so much fun to me. There's Va Von for priests and only priests / the like liturgical community, and then Ka Khan for Easton, which was actually used pretty frequently because we're in Galatia, so Ka Khan is common for them. And also Mrs. Potter, the mycologist, uses it because she's been taught by Angus and Easton. So I really enjoy that. I love that Mrs. Potter was back. I enjoyed it as a story. Now, again, not as creepy, not as scary as the first one. And again, I feel like if a third book comes out, it will be scarier. Like that's just like the feeling I have. I feel like this is an idea that would span a larger book in 3 parts. That's just like my thought. I do not know if that is correct. I have not looked up if there's a third book coming out, but like that's just how I feel. Like this would be the middle section where everything is a little slower and then we ramp back up. So we'll see. If a third one comes out, I will definitely read it just because I enjoy Easton and T. Kingfisher's writing in this series. I haven't read anything else by T. Kingfisher. I've heard House with Good Bones is good, so I'm debating about reading that, but not like urgently. I just really like Easton. Like, as a character, Easton is a delight. They're so much fun. Ka is so much fun. They use they, them a tiny bit in the first one, I think, or it's used somewhere to describe Khan. But Ka, Khan are technically Easton's pronouns in the Galatian language. But I enjoy Easton as a point of view. Would read more of Easton, even if it's not that scary. But yeah, so I did enjoy that. I like the idea of the Moroi. It throws me off though because I think the Moroi are also in Vampire Academy, which I've only read the first book of. I want to read the whole series. I have a whole plan, just blah, 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 blah. But they use Moroi in that, I think, to be the counterpart to the Strigoi. And they're completely different. Like, the mythology of them is very different. But yes, so I just want to give you a little update because I'm about to go to lunch / am at lunch actually. I marked that I'm at lunch, but I haven't eaten yet. So I just thought I would fill you in because I had so little left that it was pretty easy to just like breeze through while I was on like tiny breaks or making coffee or whatever. So the next one I'm going to read is the last one on Kindle Unlimited. I don't know if I'll read anything else after that, like in this vlog. I have no idea. If I do, they'll be in here. I have some horror that I want to read on Kindle Unlimited, but I don't know if I'm going to get to them yet because I do have books I need to start for May. Because I'm releasing the video on a certain day in May, which means I need to read the books before then. So yes, we shall see. But I am at least going to read the last one. So I will fill you in on my thoughts. They will not be spoilery, though I might include like a spoiler moment where I like hold something up so you know that I'm talking spoilers. We'll see how it goes. But I will talk to you later. If you read What Feast at Night, what were your thoughts? Did you have similar feelings? Like, it's a slowdown before a ramp up? Like, that's how I'm feeling. Like, it feels like it would be a huge novel about Easton, and this is part 2, and then there has to be a part 3. That's just like my thought. But I'm gonna go because I'm starving. And I will talk to you once I've read some of the last one. I also really want to watch Talk to Me tonight. It's on Paramount now, and I haven't seen it yet, and I really want to watch it. So book may be delayed so I can like watch that while I make dinner or something. But I'll let you know what the plan winds up being. All right, talk to you later. Hello, I'm cooking a number of things. There's a cat on top of the refrigerator. He knows he's not supposed to be there, but I'm not dealing with it. It's harder to get him off because I like can't reach him, and I don't want to have to like yank at him. So he's giving himself a bath back there. If I go like this, you can't see him. Nope, there you go. You can still see him. Maybe he'll stop. So it is a little ways after work. I have taken all the dogs out. I have to take all the dogs out again in a little bit because our neighbor's dog is out. He came home early. So like the dog's been out a long time, longer than normal, which is weird. But he's like one of those little dogs that has kind of a small dog complex. He barks at everything. He actually tried to pick a fight with a Great Dane today, so I'm sure that was great for them. He was barking at that Great Dane for a number of minutes. But yeah, so they all went out. They were fine. But Parker was at puppy daycare / training camp to work on some obedience stuff, and he went out, but he was getting really distracted because that dog was barking. So I have to take him out again, so I'll just take everyone out again. But dinner is almost done. Again, Krista has court, so we're reheating these vaguely Asian rice bowls from every plate when she gets home, and I told her I would make brownies, so I am mixing brownie mix. I made brownies from scratch once, and they were super chocolatey, very rich, but we just bought like some cheap brownie mix over the weekend that I'm throwing together, and I'll pop those in and let those bake. I forgot to say, I gotta grab the box to see how long they bake for because I don't remember, but I am here because I am a little bit into the last one. I think that's the name of it, the boat book. And I was able to watch all of Talk to Me, which was very creepy. This is why you don't mess with dead people. So I was creeped out by a number of things. Don't know if we got like an official ending for part of that. It was just, this creepy. Good creepy. really creepy. So many people know about this. If you don't, Talk to Me is the movie with the hand where like if you hold the hand, like you can communicate with the dead. That's all I'm gonna tell you. It is creepy. Ooh, the rice is done, which means like everything is done basically. Except the brownies. They're on the counter. I dropped a plug. So that's the sound you just heard. But yes, so Talk to Me was very creepy. I did finish that. But yeah, I can't really, the problem is, so Kayla from Books and Lala was reading this book for a mystery thriller vlog, and a few people have read it and it sounded interesting. And like, I get what she was talking about. You can't really talk about the book at all because I don't know what is a spoiler, what's gonna like mess something up for people, and like I don't want to do that. I am surprised by some things that are happening. You're getting steam from my rice cooker. If I just like open it, ooh, fancy. So much steam. So you're fogged up now, aren't you? It'll mellow out. Hold on. Maybe it'll chill out. Wasn't a lot of steam. There we go. I don't really want you here for long because I do need to get all this situated. But so Kaz has woken up and her guy is gone. There is food. The ship appears to be going on a path. She can't really do anything about it. It's kind of set to autopilot, and that's really all I'm going to tell you. We did learn that there are dogs on the ship, because this is, so it's odd, because this isn't like a cruise ship. It's actually like a long distance travel ship. So this has been explained a handful of times, where it's not like they were going on a cruise. The ship is like a 7-day trip from like one place to another. And so like, it's not like doing like a cruise route. It's more like from one place to a farther away place. Some description of it in the book is like, it's like a plane, but bigger, which was interesting. So like, I thought it was a cruise. Like, I thought she was going on a cruise, but it's more, she's going on a boat trip, which is different in that like, there aren't little tiny stops along the way from what I can tell. Like, it was just going like from one point to another, and then you'd be in the open ocean for 7 days. Which seems horrifying to me. Like, I wouldn't want to do that. That's just me. Yes, I'm leaning against my cabinets. I'm almost done with this update though. Yeah, I just can't say much. There's food, there's water, but all the lifeboats are still there. But people's luggage is missing. So it's really strange. And like, her luggage is gone from what I can tell. So it's just very interesting. Like, I don't know. And like, I do agree with Kayla, and this can't be a spoiler because she kept it in her video, but it feels very purgatory. Like, no exit, no exit, the idea from the play. Is it a play from Sartre, whatever, where it's like people in a place that can't get out, but it's just one anyway, I'm not gonna get into the semantics of this, but I'm getting that like Sartre, whatever, like no exit-y vibe, like her alone at sea is purgatory. I don't know. I am intrigued. I thought the chapters haven't been too bad, but like things are moving kind of slowly. Although it's only been like a day, it has not become night yet. It might be becoming night now, and I'm like 16% in or something. I'm reading it on Kindle, so it's just like a random number. But yeah, I'm gonna read more. I am intrigued and confused. So we'll see how that goes. I will give you thoughts on it, but again, I don't want to spoil it because it is a thriller. And I feel like a lot of people are still picking it up. So yeah, I will let you know when I am further. I'm just very curious about what's going to happen. All right, I'm gonna plate up food. I'm gonna get these brownies in the oven because it's gonna beep in a sec. So I will talk to you a little bit later. Hello. I feel like I look a little bit like a druid with no hair. I have hair. I'm just really cold. I took a shower before work and my hair stayed wet for a really long time, and I just feel like I'm so cold. I've already had too much coffee. I had ramen with Krista for lunch. I'm filming this super quick because I'm taking a teeny tiny break. My eye, so it's this eye, you can't even really tell. My right eye sporadically has been like bothering me. And so like I woke up at like 7 a.m. and it was sore. And so it still feels kind of like funny. But yeah, so, and normally I wouldn't have makeup on, but I was doing a photo for this photo challenge that I'm doing on Instagram that surprisingly the Disney bound and read a little more it's like a little library Instagram account. They're doing a book themed Disney Bound challenge, which I feel like this gonna sound so weird, but did books / reading become like super popular like as a thing? Like I feel like there have been so many things on like the rise of like book talk, and I feel like oddly enough it's like the idea of books as like cool or like in vogue almost, like, and I can't say anything because like I am reading some of the books people are talking about. Like I used to be a big reader and then I kind of fell off because I like got like really big reader, like would read probably hundreds of books a year. But I like got a little bit away from like reading for fun when I was in college. I read more for fun in grad school, but like after that it was a little bit harder to read, just because like I didn't really have the time, and it was easier to just like throw something on television and then like fall asleep to it. And then I still read a little for like websites. I did like book reviews where I read, and I would like prioritize those books, but they weren't really always books that I like super wanted to read. And so like I would do that, but like that was still like not exactly for fun reading. Like it still felt like it was reading for a job. And then like we moved, 2020 happened, and a lot of people like really got into reading in 2020 because of, you know, but like we were trying to figure out like how I was gonna work from home when New York shut down. Like we had to move because of Krista's job. Like so many things were going on that like reading was not a priority then. And then like once we moved, it then turned into like adjusting to like new schedules, and then like figuring out how to have time with dogs, and then getting new dogs. Like a lot of things just made like reading a little bit harder to factor in. So I've been like actively trying to make time to read now, and because I was doing that and I had gotten really invested in like watching BookTube, I was like, oh, like this would be fun, because I used to love YouTubing. Like I used to do videos all the time. They were not very good videos. They're always sit down videos because I was always afraid that I couldn't do a vlog. But I love watching vlogs, which is why I've just like been really into doing like vlogs. I like filming silly things. I like talking to the camera. I like feeling like I'm talking to people even if they're not physically here. And just like having something to do. Like it's just fun for me. And I figured out how to edit multiple clips. So like I felt very proud of myself for figuring out how to do vlogs. So like it's just so interesting to me that it seems to be like in fashion to be into books right now. And I don't know why that is. I just find it interesting, because even this like YouTuber I watch, I watch her on and off and it's very random. I'll tell you, I mean, I'm not gonna get into it because it's a very odd like thing, very out of the blue. I started watching her because she did like Halloween stuff. Her name is Angie Belmar, but I like don't watch her all the time now because like she doesn't always do like the decorating videos I want to see, which is like her content has changed. I was just very into her content when it was like kind of 2020, 2021, like decorating your house, having fun when you can't go places. But that's not really her life anymore. But that's still kind of my life, because like we have 4 dogs. Krista and I both work. Her schedule is sometimes really, really busy. And so it's hard to like go places all the time or like do big events. So like it's fun to like see ways you can decorate your own house and have fun at home. But she does these like journals or something, and she even made like book pages for them so you could like track your reading. And that's the first time I think that I've ever heard her mention like tracking reading or like having a bookish notebook. So like it's just interesting to me that it seems to be like pervading different areas of like social media and different accounts that I wouldn't think of as being interested in books. So just like everyone can read, everyone can be a reader. You're a reader if you read 1 book, a million books, whatever. If you only listen to audiobooks, if you only read on a Kindle, like it doesn't matter. But like it's just so interesting to me that it seems like people who wouldn't normally be talking about like books they were reading or focusing on like number of books or books for the season like are doing that. Anyway, that was kind of a rant because I can't really talk to you about my book. That's what I'm leading up to. I will show you my fun shirt. It's Harley Quinn. It's for a different photo challenge that I'm doing. I don't know why that's happening this month. I mean, I know why that is. I don't know why I'm in double photo challenges this month. Anyway, because I'm a weird person, I guess. But I can't tell you anything about this dang book. Like, it's so, if I tell you anything, it will spoil it. And like, I want to just talk about spoilers, but I don't want to ruin it for people. And like, I haven't gotten to the point where I think I should talk about spoilers. Like, I wish I could real time ask people if they care if I spoil it. I don't want to spoil stuff until the end. And I'm a little over halfway through. So when I finish it, I'm gonna like hold up a sign or like an item or a something and be like, I'm holding up a thing, here be spoilers. But like, it's so like, it's gotten bizarre, but like good bizarre, but I can't tell you anything else or I will ruin it for you. So yeah, so all of my ranting about bookish things has just turned into me being like, I can't tell you about the book I'm reading or I'll ruin it. Because I won't be able to read it. Like, it is such a wild time. That I can tell you. It's wild. Wild! The other thing I can tell you is that I dressed like Gaston for my photo challenge today, and tomorrow I'm gonna be the Queen of Hearts for an Alice photo, and then I have to do a Sword in the Stone photo, but I have an outfit for it, but I don't really care. That probably sounds really mean, but I don't care about being Wirt. I think his name was Wirt. The kid, who will become Arthur, from Sword in the Stone. I have an outfit that looks like his red coat thing, but I don't care. I think I watched that movie once. Anyway, but I can't tell you about the book. I can't tell you there are dogs. I already told you that. But I feel like the dogs are gonna be real important at some point. Yeah. But that's all I can tell you without it being spoilery. You're gonna get a whole spoiler rant. You are. At the end of this, I'll hold a sign or something. Also, this will be shorter as a vlog than I thought because now I have plans Wednesday. Krista, we had a rain check with someone for dinner, and they've called in the rain check. So Wednesday, we're going to dinner after she has court. So yeah, I'll probably finish this during the day on Wednesday, so I can get it up Thursday or Friday. But I'm gonna go because that was my break, and I will possibly update you. I can't even really update you till I finish this. That's what's so baffling. Like, I just can't tell you things without spoiling the whole dang book. Yeah, but I'm gonna go. You will get spoilers at some point in case you want them and don't want to read this book. But I will talk to you later. Bye. Hello from this slightly chaotic angle where I look a little bit like a demon. It's the shadow from my light. But I literally just didn't leave the office because I didn't have a ton left of the last one, and I was like, I'm just gonna finish it. So I already took the dogs out, and then I like came back up here because that's where everything was, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna read this and finish it. And I just finished it, and I don't, it is very twisty, it is very turny. What do I have that I can hold up? Oh, I have a thing. This is what I'll hold up. Yeah. Will that work? Oh, you're like falling over, Bob. I'm so sorry. Sorry, I just noticed there's a keychain that's like tipped over. Here. This very cute, shiny bookmark. Behold, cute kitten bookmark. I am going to slightly spoil this book, I think. I am. So while this cute little square kitten bookmark is on the screen, I'll be talking about spoilers. Also, in case you're watching this and need to pause it, spoilers are coming. 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 And they're going to start now. It's not even a big spoiler, I promise. I mean, it is, but I'm not gonna like give away the whole plot. So, Kaz is on this ship. Again, bookmark is here. Spoilers are happening right now. But she is not actually alone. So they set it up that she's by herself. And then like slowly more characters show up. So ultimately there are 5 characters on the ship, not all at the same time, but there's like a core 4, typically. We meet like 4 characters. Her, Smith, Franny, and Daniel. Someone else does appear, but we get those core characters. And they're on the ship together. And then at some point, like, it's the 4 of them trying to survive. So we'll say she is not alone in this. That is a spoiler. The other spoiler I'm going to give you is the ending of this is very similar to the ending of the movie Escape Room. The first one. Not Tournament of Champions. The first one. Yeah. It is. Yeah. Yeah. It is. I think it's the first one. So we watched different versions of it. Yeah, the first one. It is it's the first one. The first one. The ending is so similar. So freaking similar. And as soon as like things started happening, I was like, that's going to be the ending of the book. Like my brain was just like, that is going to be the ending. The ending of the book is going to be like the end of Escape Room. Like I just knew it. I knew it as soon as certain things started going into like play. It keeps you on your toes. Oddly believable as a plot. But also, if you like Escape Room, you would like this. I think that's very, yeah, you would. That's a very good connection, I think. Again, spoilery. That's all I'm really going to say. It's very twisty, very turny. You stay in, still up here, I told you. You stay with the four for a hunk of the book. So Kaz is not by herself for most of the book. But being the last one is kind of key. But yeah, so those are the spoilery thoughts. I did like the writing. Each of the chapters was pretty short and it ended on kind of like a cliffhanger-y thing. But yeah, if you like escape room things, you would like that. If you've seen Escape Room, you'll get it if you read this book. But anyway, putting the bookmark down. Spoilers are over. I'm done talking about spoilers. You can come back. You can come back. Spoilers are over. I put it down. But yeah. So that wasn't too spoilery, but it was still, there were some spoilers. I'm gonna go though. I think I want to read one more Kindle book before I start on my next video. Just because the next one is going to be the start of like a large video project where I'm only reading things set in like the same universe. So it's all Star Wars books. I'm reading all Star Wars books in May and I actually need to start 2 very soon. So I am thinking that I want to read one more thing on my Kindle. Probably just take it downstairs and find something to read and then I'll update you in the morning. Cause yeah, that seems like a good idea. I might also put on like pajamas because I'm kind of tired. Even though I've had a lot of caffeine and I'm drinking a Baja Blast Zero. I said I was tired and I just started yawning, sorry. But yeah, Krista has court, so she's getting home kind of late. And Parker is still going to like training camp, daycare for puppies. So he went to training and they were like, oh, he can stay later. You can just pick him up after court. So he's coming home pretty late, with Krista. And so yeah, we're gonna eat kind of late. I might prep some of the stuff we're doing for dinner. Though I can kind of cook it on her way home, actually. So yeah, I might read a little with the pups out who are here. The 3 who are not at day camp. In case that seems weird, it is solely because Parker is going through something called a fear stage. Some dogs go through it, but because he's going through a fear stage right now, you're supposed to try and like be socializing him a lot and trying to get him more comfortable in situations he wouldn't have like in a normal day. So having him at training gets him around other people, other dogs, other situations. They can do some training so they can work on like, if you're scared, you still need to sit, that kind of stuff. So he's going to that right now. Again, some dogs go through it, some dogs don't. His litter mate, Kira, she is not going through one. She's just not having one. So she's fine. She just hangs out at home. She naps, she plays, she does stuff with the other 2 dogs. So their 2 are fine. Like everyone just hangs out. So he is just going to daycare for a little bit to work through his fear phase a little. So he can, cause he has a lot of energy too, because of he's going to turn 3, so he has a lot of energy right now and a lot of hormones because he's a large breed dog, so it's a lot going on inside of him right now. So it helps like mellow him out, get some of his energy out that I can't do while I'm working or while Krista is working, just because we can't like walk him for hours and hours on end or do training sessions for hours and hours on end because we're working. So he goes to that. The other dogs get to hang out at home, play with each other. They sometimes watch TV, just depends. But I'm gonna go and check on them, because even though they have already been out, I was gonna take them out again, let them walk around outside a little bit, and then bring them back in so we can all hang out until Kristen gets home with Parker. So I will talk to you later. I'll have a book update for you. I do think I have a specific book I want to read, but I will fill you in on that tomorrow morning when I make coffee. I think you'll come help me make coffee in the morning. All right, I will see you in the morning. Bye. Good morning. I did promise that I would have you help me make coffee. It is super rainy. I am kind of tired, and I feel like I have a lot of like sinus pressure. Even though it's raining, I had to do 2 photos for that photo thing I mentioned. I had to do my Red Queen, and then Arthur Wart. I think it's Wart in Sword in the Stone. It's been a long time since I watched that movie, but I have a red dress, and I have the Darksaber, like a kid's replica that I think is totally fine. I typically will not shell out money for the fancy replica if the kid replica is fine. Like I have Mighty Thor's hammer. I just have the kid one. It makes noises, it's cute, it's fun. And I have the Darksaber from Hasbro, like the plastic one, because I don't need like a super fancy version of the Darksaber. I just use it for photos. So I use that as my like Sword in the Stone. The Red Queen I don't have to edit at all, but I do have to edit the Sword in the Stone one, but that's not till that photo's not up, does not need to be up until tomorrow. And then I have, based on a Disney book, already done. Cats, they're barking at cats. I have already made actual coffee. They're just gonna keep barking. And I'm going to make an espresso pod. So I'm basically making I call it a dead eye. It is called a red eye. They're yelling at one particular kitten. Guys, stop. Just shush. But yeah, so based on a Disney book, I'm cheating. I did a photo with the Timothy Zahn book, the first book in the Timothy Zahn Star Wars trilogy. And while that was not a Disney book when it came out, it's a Disney book technically now. So my asthma is also acting up. I'm just kind of like, well, I'm hoping this will help me feel better. We have a dinner tonight. Like, I just think I'm a little run down. Like, I just feel kind of like bleh. But we have the dinner after work tonight. But so many things. I also feel like I'm so tired that I'm kind of all over the place. But making this coffee, photos. I have a Leia photo. That's what I'm doing for Disney book. It's Leia with her lightsaber. We have her actual like replica lightsaber from Galaxy's Edge. We bought it when it was up on like the Disney store for May the 4th. I had so many alarms set to get that saber with the box. But oh, that's done. Thank goodness. Okay, so I have coffee now, but Stolen Tongues. So I started it because I'd heard, okay, so I remember Gavin from Gavin Reads It All reading it in a cabin video, because it's set at a cabin for parts of it. And then I was watching old Jan videos, and she and her boyfriend read it together. And so I'm like, okay, and it's on Kindle Unlimited, so I was like, okay, maybe I'll like check it out. I just started it, and it's creepy enough that I do not like reading it at night. So I'm gonna try and finish it today, possibly tomorrow. But I need a book for like, because Crystal will be at court, but I have to come with her and just sort of like hang out. Not in the court, but I just have to go with her to the town. So I will be reading there too, and sometimes that takes a little while. So I'm gonna try and finish this one and maybe start another book, or I'll like slowly finish this one and just finish it at court, one or the other. But it is creepy so far. We're focusing on Felix and Faye, his fiance, and he's like telling different stories, and I think, oh, if I read it correctly, this is based on like a Reddit thing, like oh shoot, they have a name, but it's based on that. So like the first like story kind of is he and his girlfriend at the time, same person but they weren't engaged yet, were pet sitting Carrot the parrot and 2 dogs. And Carrot the parrot kept talking to something they couldn't see and being really freaked out, and so were the dogs. So something was going on, but we don't know what. Then they get engaged a few years later, and her parents let them stay at this cabin, and the cabin, like, weird things start happening. Like, Faye already talks in her sleep, but it sounds like she's talking to people. They keep thinking they see people. They keep thinking they hear things. They run the heck out of there as soon as they can, which is hard because there's like a big storm. And then now we're back at their actual house, and it seems to be starting again. Like, the things follow them, which is very creepy. There's a lot of like shadowy figures at night, weird talking, Faye kind of being in like bizarre contortions. Oh, I just hit my elbow on the oven. Like bizarre contortions while she's sleeping and like being really, really creepy. So like it is creepy. I'm really liking it. So I do want to finish it. We'll just see how long it takes me. But I gotta go because I have work. But I just wanted to update you because I promised I would, that I was reading Stolen Tongues. I will let you know more of my thoughts when I get farther in. I, again, don't want to spoil this one because I'm sure a lot of people are going to read it or are interested in it. And we'll see how that goes. But I must go to work. Oh, I was gonna add whipped cream to my coffee. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. You stay right there. One sec. I'm back. See if I can angle you towards my cup. Yes, this is all very professional, everyone. Very professional. I'm tired. All right. About as professional as a half-awake human can be. And whipped cream. Okay, I'm very close to you now. I'm gonna go and drink this coffee. So, bye. Till later. Hi. Okay, yes, I know. I keep updating you in my kitchen, but I'm freezing. I just did photos of me as Delilah Green for the favorite book prompt of that photo challenge I'm doing. So I'm just in like all black with my hair kind of floofy. I just slept in it in a bun. I don't heat style my hair really. It doesn't hold a curl, so it doesn't matter. I just like do it in a bun and try and get some kind of volume. But I'm so cold. It is below freezing and I was outside for probably 5 minutes. So I got the photo that I need. I have to edit it a little so I can like hide some stuff. Like we have some like dog stuff in our front yard. Oh my gosh, my camera is dying. I guess I'll do a full update later, but I did finish Stolen Tongues. So I will tell you about that when I have more camera life and I will end the vlog then. But I did finish it. The ending didn't quite do it for me. But I'll get into that in more detail because I do want to do like an actual end to the vlog. But I'm gonna make coffee and warm up and then I will talk to you in my office when your battery is charged. Hello, I did promise you an actual ending. So I actually had to look because I could not remember what I even read in this like impromptu reading vlog. So I read Transmuted before the vlog started, which is that short novella about the trans woman who winds up getting some very experimental surgery. I really did enjoy that one. That was really creepy. Then I read What Feasts at Night, which I just enjoyed because of Alex Easton. Ka, or they, are just such a good character and I just enjoy that world. But it wasn't scary. Like that one wasn't particularly scary. I then read the last one, which I'm not going to get into spoilers. I did a whole spoiler little moment. I was very into the book. The ending let me down. Solely because of what I said in the spoiler section. I will not say it here, but there's a reason it let me down. And then the last one I read was Stolen Tongues, which again, the ending kind of let me down. I was really creeped out. Like the stuff at night, the stuff with Faye, who's like kind of becoming another person while she's sleeping. This shadowy figure in the dark. People being in and out of your house that like you can't control. People's voices being used against you. Very creepy. But as the story progresses and we fixate on that number 5, the story like shifted for me and I wasn't like as invested anymore. Maybe it would have been creepier if I was reading it in the dark or at night because I decided that I wasn't because sometimes I'm a little bit of a paranoid person when I'm tired. But I was really, really into it and I did still like a lot of aspects of it, but the ending with the number 5, I was just kind of like, okay, like this is a fine way to end the story, I guess. I did start another book, but I'm not really going to get into it because I need to get this edited. I need to get this edited and I need to start working on my May vlogs. Because I have a lot of books I need to read for May that are like specific. But I will say I did start Slewfoot. I'm not going to put it in a video really, but I am excited to read it. It was on Kindle Unlimited. It's the only place I can find this gosh dang book around here. So I'm looking forward to actually reading it. But yeah, also check my Instagram because I'll be posting these book themed photos for this challenge thing. And I was just Delilah Green. I put on this flannel because it's literally below freezing outside and I had to be in a tank top and I was wearing leggings, she wears black jeans and boots, but I was freezing my butt off. It was so cold. But yeah, so I'm actually probably gonna put on a hoodie so that I can really warm up, and I'm gonna drink the rest of my coffee. I know I typically rank the books that I read in the vlog if it's varied books. What one did I like the most? I feel like Transmuted should get #1. It was interesting, creepy. So probably like Transmuted, then What Feasts at Night, just because I really like Alex Easton as a character. Then I'm gonna do Stolen Tongues, and then the last one. The last one was really good. It was really doing it for me. They are street cleaning. Seriously? Like the last one, really, really good. I would still say read the last one. These were all very good books. Just this is the ranking of them, just in this video. I would still say read the last one, but if you have seen the thing I compared it to for the ending, you may also get as annoyed as I did, just because like that ending just was not what I wanted, because it is basically from something else, like legitimately from something else, almost slightly tweaked by like a tiny thing. But yeah, so Transmuted, What Feasts at Night, Stolen Tongues, then the last one, which is so fun because I think the top three are technically horror and then that one's a thriller. But I'm gonna go. I need to edit this thing and get this up, because I really need to start working on my other stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this very impromptu. My wife's working a lot, so I'm just gonna talk to a camera because there's not a lot of people in my house. Oh, my phone is ringing. Good thing. I gotta go. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of me, subscribe. Bye, internet people!